Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the Reverie Action of NXT Stand and Deliver 2026. An amazing show that went down tonight. Really good action, really good fun stuff. Can't wait to talk to you about it. We got some new things going our way, and I think we're gonna find out some things that are gonna go in the future. So as Trick Williams would say, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. On the pregame show, there was the 10-man tag match. I did not pay any attention to it. I was still playing the baseball game over here, so did not see it, so I can't give it a rating. But the birthright lost. That's all I know. Birthright lost. So now we go to the main show, and started off with the NXT Women's Title, the TRIPLETT match between um, JC Jane, Kendall Gray, and Lola Vice. And boy, I am so happy to have been wrong. I said in my predictions video that I thought um, they might give it to Kendall Gray because she's just, you know, she's a big part of the thing now. Um, but they didn't, which is cool. It's cool. So it was great to see that. Lola Vice won. There's some really good action throughout the day. The screen kept going black because JC was having wardrobe malfunctions. There's something called double-sided tape that all of the girls should abide by, so that we're not getting the black screen. But yeah, this was some really good fun action here. I thought it really started off. Yeah, I can also say that my prediction screen. I don't get the whole Kendall Gray thing. I just don't. But I also, like I said, I didn't get the Bianca Belair thing, and I was totally wrong about her. So I might be wrong about Kendall Gray. Um, but I thought this was real good. Little Vice won with her spinning back fist. 1, 2, 3. The winner and new NXT champion, Lola Vice. Later on in the show, she started to twerk with Sexy Red, which, you know, I've never been one to have a problem with with celebrities. I don't. People are going crazy about Pat McAfee and what happened last night on SmackDown. It doesn't make a difference to me. Lil Yachty, SmackDown, Jenny Roll, the last couple weeks. Celebrity involvement doesn't bother me very much. But it kind of depends on the celebrity also as well. This thing with Sexy Red, it kind of bothered me. Like, I'm glad she's a long-time fan. At least there's that. She's just not there to promote her shit. She's actually a long-time fan of wrestling, so that makes it okay. But still, I could deal without the sexy redness of it all. So, um, but yeah, although it was a really good opening match, 4 stars. Next was the NXT. Which would be this? This was the NXT. Every NXT tag titles. Tag titles. The Vanity Project, and the Varsity Project. The Vanity Project against the Americanos. Standard tag action here. Americanos tried to go for their little plate in the face mask, um, but they got outsmarted by Vanity Project. They stole the plate in the face mask and took it out, and they used it to their advantage. as Jackson Drake knocked out one of the Americanos, and Divinity Project was able to get the win. Again, standard tag match, very easy, 3.5 stars. Had no problem with this. Next was Solo Ruka versus Zarya. This was surprising. I was surprised at who won this one. So Ruka won this one. And she won with hitting 3 snow snatchers. One on the outside to the ramp. One on the inside of the ring, which Zarya kicked out of. And then she finally hit a third one. That's a finishing move that should be protected. Right. Like she shouldn't, actually, to be honest with you, all finishing moves should be protected. You don't need to just kick out of every finishing move to make the match good or feel epic or anything like that. And these are professionals. They should be able to come up with other ways to finish a match. They really should. But again, I thought this was good action. Again, surprised that Soruka won. And you kind of thought maybe Zarya would win this one and Soruka will move on. But again, she's got apparently a number one, I don't know if it's number one contenders match, but she has a match on Tuesday with Izzy Dane. So, and she said then Soruka said she's not done. She's gonna win that NXT title. So maybe Soruka isn't done yet. Maybe she won't leave until she get her hands on the NXT title. So that's that. 3.5 stars. Next was the NXT North American Championship Men's Division. Johnny Wrestling against Miles Bourne. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. Great action throughout the entire match. Some people are going to be moaned. Going to be moaned just because of the takeovers, and takeovers were 4-star plus matches, where you can expect every match to be a 4-star match, and that was okay, but that was also an indie style of wrestling that doesn't sell well to the, to the mainstream audience. You need to have like a kind of a traditional wrestling style. I mean, every now and then you can go to that indie style, but mostly you be traditional wrestling style. And this was really good stuff here. We had Miles Bourne locked up in the Gurnal escape for a little while, but he was able to get out of it. And then he hit he hit 3 Born Agains for the victory. Again, kicking out of the finishing moves. Damn, that's right. What is negative about this? Let's protect these finisher guys. Miles Bourne retained the North American title. This one was 3 3/4 stars. Pretty fun action. For the NXT Women's North American Championship was Blake Monroe and Tatum Paxley. There were some issues with the crowd in St. Louis. I'm not sure what it was. They wasn't as, hype as it was a lot of, like, I think they were hyped for like the first match with the women's title. But then they didn't get hyped into the main event. So you might look at this match and say, well, this match wasn't good. But if you look at how Blake and Tatum wrestled this match, this was, I thought, was ingenious. And we just talked about, the finisher not finishing the match. Blake hit her finisher, and and Tatum kicked out. When she went for it a second time, Tatum reversed her finisher, one finisher, and she won the match. That's kind of how I think it should be. Like if you're going to kick out of a finisher, then you need to be the one that's losing. So and then you immediately get hit with the other guy's finisher, and then you get the free count. I love that. So, and I thought these two worked their ass off. They did a great job. You can see the bruising of the match on Tatum's thighs. She was not wearing stockings, like the other girls would wear stockings. So I guess maybe it's just a comfortability thing or whatever. But there was that, and so yeah, great job. A great job with this. 4 stars, and backstage Tatum celebrated with the guys who were on the kickoff show, and then we had the Vanity Project come out, and they've been hitting on Blake like the last 2 weeks, and she finally, I guess, I don't know if she said she gave in, but she had an idea. It had something to do with a hairbrush. I don't know. We'll see we'll see what's next, but that was that. And then the main event, the NXT men's title, the Fatal 4-Way, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, Joe Hendry, Tony D'Angelo. Once again, fantastic stuff here. Very little use of weapons. They did use the chair as we went into the final third of the match. Used it a couple times. Tony D'Angelo speared Ricky Saints and Ego Page to a table off of the steps. He got in the ring. He was able to hit the choke slam on the third spear. Again, the third spear on Joe Hendry. They're going to cover him 1, 2, 3. He's the new NXT champion. Getting amazing stuff here. These guys work their ass off. I love the interaction between Ego and Ricky as they were trying to, basically jockey for position to see who would get the victory. And then finally they turned on each other. It was kind of interesting. At one point, to get rid of Tony D'Angelo, Ethan superplexed. Not superplex. Suplexed. He suplexed Ricky onto Tony, who was hanging on the ropes, and then came through the outside. And Ricky said, "Oh, why did you do that? I got him outside, didn't I?" So that was a really good moment between those two. Really good storytelling between those two as well. The friends who both want what each other wants, and that kind of distillation of the friendship. So yeah, really great. Again, 4.25 star. Right here, 4.25 star. This was great. So again, this is a good night. Fun action all around. I enjoyed this very much so. So I love it. I went 4-3 in my predictions. I got Tatum Paxley right, Miles Bourne right, the Vanity Project, and Tony D'Angelo. So we'll see about that. Really quick, when these stand and deliver matches happen, we usually talk about who's leaving, who's going to the main roster, right? So when you talk about the women, Kendall Gray is obviously going to stay in NXT a little while longer, as is Lola Fice. But what about JC Jane? JC Jane's she's been in the Performance Center for I would say 5 years. I would say 5 years because Mandy Rose started going to the NXT in 2020 during the pandemic, and then she got Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Let's go with her from like Toxic Attraction. So she's been there. She's been in NXT for 5 years, and this run that she had with the Women's Championship, the 2 combined runs. Don't forget, she had lost in the middle to Tatum Paxley. Those 2 runs kind of really just show that she could really do. She can she could get heat. She could, you know, um, get people invested in her shit, and she had the in-ring ability to keep up with it as well. So she's right for the main roster. The only thing is, so is Fallon Henley. Actually, Fallon Henley is right for the main roster. The thing that you have to wonder about is that they added Laney Reed to the Fatal Influence, and you needed to figure out what are they gonna do with her, because she's not ready to be called up. I don't think so, Laney Reed. So what are they gonna do? You could still call up Jane, and you could do what they did with Rhea and Io. You could call up Jane and Fat and Henley as part of the women's tag team, and they could be the first people for the Bella Twins after they win at WrestleMania, which I think that is going to happen. They can be the first tag team that they face, and I think that would be a great matchup. So we'll have to see. We obviously the Americanos are already on the main roster, so I would expect that this is probably going to be, this should be their last run with NXT. And I really think they probably wasn't going to come back to NXT, but the whole injury thing happened with the guy who got injured, so they decided that who they can look for when they went for the Americanos. But so I don't think they should be back at NXT. Let's see. Soruka and Zarya, I just said that Soruka is going to have a match with Izzy Dane, and she wants the NXT Championship. So it doesn't look like that Soruka will be called up anytime soon. The men's North American Championship, obviously Johnny Gargano is doing his dead giving, I guess you could call it. So, but actually, I think that Johnny Gargano, I think he should stay in NXT. He's a better job. He's a better time to be down there. He can, like I said in my prediction show, he can be Sean Spears. He can be a coach and also do some in-ring work every now and then. And he'll be working with Shawn Michaels as his hero. So I think that's what's best for him. The Women's North American title, they're gonna do something with Blake Monroe. Apparently with a hairbrush, but I would say that she, like JC Jane and Fallon Henley, is in it for the main roster, and I would right after WrestleMania, whether it be the SmackDown or the Raw, I would put her right on television. And I talked about it. If her and Tiffany Stratton as a tag team, the Blanchirage, I think would be amazing, absolutely amazing. So so let her do her thing within 2 weeks, but she's going to the main roster right after WrestleMania. Straight up. And then the NXT title match, Tony D NXT Championship, he's gonna have a run with it. But Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, and Ego Page all three of them are ready for the main roster. And I actually think you could keep the whole friends who are one upping each other, type of thing with Ricky and Ethan. And in fact, what I would do, again, SmackDown after WrestleMania, have Damian Priest and R-Truth have an open challenge, and who comes out? Ethan Page and Ricky Saints, and have them win the titles there. And then you can take that into SummerSlam, where you can break one off. I probably want to break off Ricky Saints. He's probably I don't even know if Ethan can be a babyface, but maybe he good too. but I would break them up and I would start them on their little, campaign to face each other. So that's how I do. And Joe Hendry, he's Joe Hendry. You know, I think having him on, I think having him on Raw would be a tremendous. Um, him, having time with people like Danhausen and Austin Theory and everything like that. I think that could be, a pretty good thing too. So, and then if you really could, you turn LA Knight heel. It's LA Knight versus Joe Hendry. That could be a little bit of a money draw as well. So yeah, I mean, so we'll see what happens. Again, I don't think nothing is imminent. I think whatever happens is going to happen. The Monday or the Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania, or maybe like that first time in May. They may do a draft. The draft is the last week of April, and when they've done a draft, because of to have it go along with the NFL draft. So they may do it last week of April, first week if they do a draft. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think we got some people we could call up and get ready to go. So all right, guys. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about NXT Stand and Deliver 2026. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.